Before OceanGate's CEO Stockton Rush was killed along with 4 others when his sea exploration company's Titanic Submersible imploded on a dive, he made it clear he was no fan of what he described as overregulation. Rush lamented about how the rules curbed innovation, saying in a 2019 interview with the Smithsonian, "There hasn't been an injury in the commercial submersible industry in over 35 years. It's obscenely safe because they have all these regulations," Rush said, "but it also hasn't innovated or grown because they have all these regulations." But a longtime sub-expert whose Florida-based company designs and manufactures submersibles told Insider in an interview on Tuesday that the exact opposite is true. Certification is not an impediment to innovation, Patrick Leahy, the CEO and co-founder of Triton Submarines, said. Certification is the crucible within which responsible innovation is possible. Leahy was among a slew of industry leaders who signed onto a 2018 letter sent to OceanGate expressing safety concerns about the company's unconventional carbon fiber and titanium Titan sub. "We were all concerned that an incident involving this craft that OceanGate created would be harmful to all of us," said Leahy, who called last month's Titan sub disaster an avoidable tragedy. The big difference between OceanGate's now imploded Titan contraption and the vessels built by Triton Submarines and others in the industry is the accreditation aspect, Leahy said. "There is a stark difference between an experimental craft that conforms to no rules and a carefully and thoughtfully designed and engineered machine that is fully certified and accredited," said Leahy. The sub-expert called independent oversight of deep-sea vessels essential. "People shouldn't be allowed to operate vehicles that have been created without any type of third-party oversight because there's no assurance that they're safe." OceanGate's Titan imploded on June 18th while on an expedition to the Titanic shipwreck in the depths of the North Atlantic Ocean, killing Rush, British billionaire explorer Hamish Harding, British-Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood and his 19-year-old son Suleiman, and French explorer Paul-Henri Nargeolet. The Titan was never classed, the process of an independent company checking to see if it was up to industry standards. OceanGate's co-founder Guillermo Soenlein, who left the company in 2013, told Insider in a recent interview that just because you're certified doesn't mean you're going to be safe. "At OceanGate, at least when I was there, we went way above and beyond what any other sub-operator was doing when it came to safety," Soenlein said. OceanGate even argued in a 2019 blog post on its website on why its doomed vessel called Titan wasn't classed, that the process to do so was a lengthy one that hampered innovation. But before of that, how can a company like OceanGate collabs with Washington State University, BOEING, NASA, be involved in something not certified like this vessel? Let's start with the intern stories from Washington State University itself. Before we continue, comment me below some video ideas on what would you like to see next on this channel. You guys asked me for more OceanGate stories and I did this one for you. So let's continue. When a 5-person submersible descends to the floor of the North Atlantic, part of a historic series of private excursions to map the famed RMS Titanic's wreckage in 3D imagery, it will be WSU Everett students that helped make it possible. "The whole electrical system, that was our design, we implemented it and it works," said Mark Walsh, a 2017 WSU Everett graduate in electrical engineering from the WSU Voiland College of Engineering and Architecture. "We are on the precipice of making history and all of our systems are going down to the Titanic. It is an awesome feeling." Developed by Everett-based OceanGate, the Titan, a Cyclops-class submersible, is being built at the Port of Everett. It uses an advanced carbon fiber hull, but also technology as simple as off-the-shelf gaming controllers. Up to 8-hour dives will include 90 minutes to go down and back, leaving up to 5 hours for exploring the world's most famous shipwreck, located about 400 miles off the Newfoundland coast in 12,000 feet of ocean. The links between OceanGate and WSU Everett began as part of a group tour of the company's facilities by students in the university's Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers Club. Walsh was the club's treasurer at the time and explained that when OceanGate's director of engineering, Tony Nissen, described during the tour some of the challenges the company faced, Walsh and fellow student Nick Nelson volunteered solutions. Walsh started as an intern and opened the door for Nelson to join the team before both accepted full-time jobs following graduation. He is now the electrical engineering lead at OceanGate. "If electrons flow through it, I'm in charge of it," he said with a laugh. That ranges from monitors, keyboards, and tablets to the Wi-Fi and sonar. He leads a team of 5, including Nelson and 2 WSU Everett interns. Nelson is the system integration and test engineer. We've created a whole Internet of Things network on the sub, so you control functions like the lights by just sending a message over Ethernet. Jessica Woods was hired as an intern after Walsh saw her work in a WSU Everett engineering class. Nelson recommended senior Doug Yamamoto, who earned an internship because of his software engineering experience. These internships take hands-on learning to a new level, in this case, below sea level. The relationship is one of many examples of industry partnerships with WSU Everett that support academic programs and career opportunities for students. We want to be able to fit 2 cameramen, a host, a pilot, a mission specialist or scientist, and someone from OceanGate in the Submersible, and we need to be able to provide power for all of their devices, Walsh said. Whenever the submersible is detached, it has to power those devices with limited battery power. The more power needed from the system for those devices, the less power you have for important things like life support, movement, or lighting your way underwater. Sharif Edmund Eldabi of the La-based firm Eldabi Ritter Trial Lawyers told the Herald that Rush had specifically sought to hire younger people. He reiterated Rush's on-the-record comments that the OceanGate head wanted a team partly based on who would do things in a new way due to their youth and optimism. The attorney then asked, was the team ignorant of certain safety concerns or design flaws that an older, experienced engineer would have headed off? That same year, OceanGate's former director of marine operations and chief pilot David Lockridge said Titan was a lemon and not safe to dive. According to The New Yorker, he was fired after he raised concerns about OceanGate's testing methods in 2018. Lockridge found several critical aspects to be defective or unproven with the Titan. In a report, he outlined his concerns, including the craft's carbon fiber hull, which experts now believe could have led to the implosion. Until suitable corrective actions are in place and closed out, Cyclops 2 Titan should not be manned during any of the upcoming trials, he reportedly wrote. Rush, who is reportedly furious with Lockridge's report, called a meeting with the leadership team who insisted that no hull testing was necessary, The New Yorker reported. Days after the doomed voyage, the university issued a statement to the Daily Herald saying that it does not have an alliance with OceanGate. We are aware that some of our graduates have worked at OceanGate. To our knowledge, one graduate currently works there. We are not privy to what OceanGate projects WSU. Everett alumni have been involved in, or what their roles may have been outside of publicly available information. The relationship between OceanGate and WSU. Everett and Everett Community College started when the company moved to Everett in 2015. During that time, OceanGate has been leasing warehouse space at the port of Everett. They were in the developmental stages of building a fleet of manned next-generation submersibles and conduct sea trials. In my opinion, they did a cost-cutting by hiring interns who are still in school, and then in their marketing they say they were in collaboration with the University of Washington to design and develop the sub. I didn't know collaborating meant hiring students as interns to develop one of the most important parts of a deep-sea submersible because nothing replaces years of experience.
If you're operating within a known environment, as most submersible manufacturers do, they don't break things.
Like this video and comment below what is your thoughts about this crisis. Mysterious minds.